Hello, I'm Anjana Meenakshi. I'm a reporter with the News Minute. Today we have with us Prof Nageshwar. The Andhra Pradesh police have registered 3 FIRs against Prof Nageshwar, 99 Media, Sakshi TV and Great Andhra, all media outlets, for amplifying one statement made by Prof Nageshwar. He said that Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan met with Union Home Minister Amit Shah and asked him to arrest Jagan Reddy. Following which, Amit Shah, according to Prof Nageshwar, advised Pawan Kalyan to maintain a cordial relationship with Jagan Reddy because it would serve Janasena and Pawan Kalyan in the long run. Thank you so much for joining us, Prof Nageshwar.
Thank you, Anjana.
Yeah. So, let's start off with the statement you made, which you got to know from your political sources. Why do you think it has evoked such a strong response from Janasena leaders?
Quite surprising. Nobody knows. So, what is there in it? Every day you and me report on such things on a daily basis based on the sources we have. So, sometimes, in fact, it was not made with any specific intention. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have not even used that headline or thumbnail.
Right.
If I really had an intent to cause harm to any political party, I would obviously post it with that thumbnail and with that headline. It was in response to a statement of Pawan Kalyan regarding Jai Amaravati and Jai Andhra. So in that process, I have made a political statement, which is quite well known. Even if you ask a politically illiterate fellow, they will know that BJP may be in alliance with TDP in NDA, but maintains some relationship, undeclared friendship with YS Jagan. There is a documentary proof for that. Jagan has been supporting BJP's controversial bills. He has supported the Prime Minister, President, Vice President elections. He has supported the Speaker's election. Show me one aspect in which Jagan opposed BJP in any significant manner. So, not even though it was not necessary, BJP sought the support of YSR Congress for the Speaker's election. On the contrary, it did not seek the support of KCR. And Kishan Reddy publicly said, KCR is our political rival, we don't need their support. Then why did they take the support of the YSR Congress? And the BJP government has filed cases on almost every opposition leader across the Kashmir to Kanyakumari. 95% of the corruption cases which are pending against the opposition leaders in the last 12 years, 95% of the ED CBI cases are essentially against the opposition leaders. Arvind Kejriwal went to jail for 6 months. Manish Sisodia went to jail for 18 months. Hemant Soren went to jail, and Kejriwal was the Chief Minister, Soren was Chief Minister. And I am not asking the Government of India to send Jagan to jail. Whom am I? It is for the judiciary to decide. But my question is, a case should have a logical conclusion. And this is not my statement. Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court insisted that the cases against the public representatives should be resolved at the earliest. Then why nothing is taking place against Jagan? So why not even CBI is not even challenging his bail? In last 12 years, can it be possible in any judicial system? What happened to the Vivekananda's case? CBI has taken over it. Absolutely nothing. They could not even arrest Avinash Reddy. That too after Chief Minister, even after YS Jagan was ousted, was defeated and is no longer the Chief Minister. 2 years later also nothing happens on the Vivekananda's murder case. It's a clear case of murder. Everybody knows. If you look at the case, you will understand. Yes, Vivekananda Reddy was my colleague in the Legislative Council. So how can all this happen? So any politically conscious journalist will obviously interpret as special relationship, quote unquote, between BJP and YCP. So while making this political statement, I have quoted a source. And the moment the Janasena leader Nadella Manohar very politely, if I use the word, or if not politely, with all sincerity, appealed to me He said, I have great respect for Professor Nageshwar. He need not, in fact. I am much junior in politics. He was the Speaker of the State Assembly when I was a legislator. I was an independent MLC, you know.
Yes.
So I know him intimately. But despite his political stature, he was so kind enough to simply request me. And he did not even demand. He simply said, I think Professor Nageshwar should withdraw. So when I saw the statement, I felt that I have, with my source, I made a statement. So therefore, when somebody, the other side, disputes it, it is not any public issue. So we respect, as a media person, I was an editor, I was the chairman of a TV channel, I was the editor-in-chief of a TV channel, I was a professor of journalism. What is media ethics, Anjana? You have to respect the right to rejoinder.
Yeah.
So I have respected right to rejoinder, as simple as that. What will you do in this minute? If you write a story, if somebody questions, what will you do? You will publish that also, right?
Yes.
Simply I did. So I said, I am withdrawing this statement to avoid unnecessary debate on a frivolous aspect, forgetting the essential element of my point. What is the essential element? It is a political point. So instead of debating the political point, they were debating something which is a footnotes to it. Will you debate the research article or will you debate the footnotes?
Right.
I will give an analogy. There is a product, there is a package. Every product will be packaged and you buy it. Will you fight over the packaging or for the quality of the product?
Fair enough.
So you will obviously quarrel with the quality of the product. So to avoid discussion getting diverted, I have withdrawn. Where is the case now? And Janasena, after my withdrawal, gave a wonderful statement. Again said, we respect Professor K Nageshwar's seniority, and everything so and so on, and said, let's close this. And Janasena appealed to his cadre, not only to cadre, to all NDA cadre, to not to post anything on social media on this. Then what motivated the police to file a case after that?
So we're coming to just that, right, sir? So the charges against you, for those who don't know, Professor Nageshwar is a senior journalist and has been covering the Telugu states for far longer than I have. But the charges against you are quite interesting. It's provocation with intent to cause riot, promoting enmity between groups, intentional insult to provoke breach of peace, circulating false information conducing to public mischief, and criminal conspiracy. So what do you make of these charges?
And disturb the public order. Even encourage the mutiny in army. One of the sections says.
Right.
I just checked in the
there are many sections. Yes.
So my question is, and those sections, some of these sections very clearly mention mayor's statement cannot be regarded as a crime. And it also said it doesn't apply to words. There should be some physical activity. Notwithstanding the legal position so clearly, so explicitly, then the cases were filed. So what does it mean? Supreme Court has clearly said, even in the sedition case, I wrote a long piece on sedition in your news minute only, long back.
Yes, sir.
So even what is that spark in the powder cake? What is the settled judicial position in India's criminal jurisprudence is that there should be a spark and a powder cake relationship. My word should immediately cause something, not after 6 months.
Right.
There should be a clear cause and effect relationship to impose these sections. Right. Otherwise you cannot do it. And I'll tell you a very interesting thing, Anjana. There is a section which says it will create the battle between the caste. But I don't really understand. Did I mention anything on caste in that video? No, I did not even utter the word of a caste, no caste. How can that be a fight between the caste?
Right.
And it disturbs the public order. What is public order? Does the police know? Supreme Court in a number of cases, Ramesh Thapa versus State of Madras, Ram Manohar Lohia versus State of Bihar, Himmat Lal Shah versus Commissioner of Ahmedabad, Ram Leela Maidan. In many of the cases, Supreme Court not only upheld right to free speech, right to protest, right to assemble, and mentioned very clearly that even a simple breach of law and order cannot be equated with public order. So these sections say have disturbed the public order. I have made this statement 4 days back. Was there any riot anywhere? Was there any disturbance to peace and harmony anywhere? If this is the level of police filing cases, what is the future of democracy in India? Where is the free speech? We are already doing a whole social media sensation on the Norwegian journalist. Hashtag free speech. If you suppress us more, we will grow much stronger. Already there is a cockroach movement.
Right, sir.
So, government should understand, state has no monopoly over law. It is a law that prevails, it is not the state power. If you just have the brute majority in assembly, can you bulldoze the fundamental rights of the people? How can you put, and one section says, I can be arrested even without notice also. It's a cognizable offence. I don't understand if every political statement is taken as a cognizable offence. I will make a very simple comparison, Anjana. Compare my statement with YS Jagan's statement yesterday. He has publicly alleged that Chandrababu Naidu is behind the conspiracy to kill his father. Is this not a bigger statement compared to my statement? Why don't you dare to file a case on YS Jagan? You file a case on a journalist. You don't file a case on your principal political rival.
Okay.
Let me give an analogy of Mahabharata. Whom did Duryodhana select to fight? Bhimasena, not Sanjaya. Sanjaya reported the war to Dhritarashtra, like you and me. So Duryodhana did not pick a battle with Sanjaya. So the ruling Telugu party, in fact I am not finding fault with Janasena, because Janasena has publicly stated and appealed to its cadre and the cadre of NDA to stop posting anything.
However,
Still how the government is doing it.
Regardless of Janasena's top leadership's appeal, many Janasena leaders, including Nadinla Manohar, whom you mentioned, did say that the source you heard this news from, and you said that your source had heard it from Mr. Manohar himself, that the source was baseless and there has no truth in reality whatsoever. How do you respond to that? That it was politically maybe not the most accurate news to put out there.
I did not say Manohar.
Okay.
I never said Manohar is my source.
No, but
So I never said.
but Nadinla Manohar has said that who were your sources? I'm not asking you who it is, but who were your sources has gotten the information wrong.
Well, if it is wrong, I have it wrong. Then it is a matter.
Okay.
Then what is the criminal culpability in this? You report on a daily basis many things.
Yeah.
I still believe that my sources were credible.
Okay.
But I respect Nadinla Manohar's statement. He is a very honorable politician whom I respect a lot. In fact, I respect Pawan Kalyan. So when a person whom I respect says, sir, this is not true, so please withdraw, I have obliged. Where is the case then? Where is the case then? Well, I had the information, I have cross-checked that information, and I came to a conclusion at that point in time that this is perhaps the right thing. But the issue is not that. Issue is about the political relationship between BJP or the political relation that BJP has with TDP and YCP.
Yeah.
Instead of discussing that point, why do you discuss the source? So when you write a research report, you don't quarrel with the footnotes. You don't quarrel with the footnotes. You quarrel with the actual research paper. Footnotes is not an issue at all. And the moment I say I am withdrawing, there ends the matter. The moment Janasena said, we are closing, there ends the matter. Then who else is pained by this? Tell me. So I have made the statement.
Yeah.
They are aggrieved. Both me and aggrieved party said, let's close it.
Let me draw your attention to one more thing, sir. So, senior party leaders have very respectfully denied that your statement was accurate, which you have also acknowledged. This is one thing. But there are smaller leaders who have used Janasena's official party channels to mock you, to insult you. And even the TDP official page posted an image of yours in adorning a YSRCP scarf, the blue, white and green scarf, right? The FIRs were also based on Janasena workers. And this is in direct contradiction to how senior leaders in the party have behaved. Now, do you think there is a double standard? I'll mention one more thing. An official party statement from Janasena read that legal action will be taken against, and I quote, chameleons within the media landscape propagating falsehoods to enrich themselves. Right? So, is there a double standard in the party? The senior leadership behaves one way and the cadre behaves another.
The statement which you mentioned was the whole statement. So,
regardless, there's a contradiction.
No, point is, well, they might have understood now. So, point here is, we don't report for somebody. As a journalist with 40 years of experience, I was a special correspondent for the Times of India Daily. I was quoted by the Financial Times, London. Los Angeles Times I was quoted. I wrote in Economic Times, Hindustan Times, Frontline, Outlook. You name any paper I've written. So, will I do this? What is my history?
Correct.
What is my history?
Does this also point to a contradiction within Janasena itself if their cadre
my point is, I don't bother about what the cadre says because there is no control on them. So, no political party can control thousands and thousands of followers.
Okay.
I don't bother. I will only take, not even other leaders, I will only take Pawan Kalyan, Nadella Manohar, to an extent Nagababu is not only the leader, he is a member, is a legislator and also Pawan Kalyan's brother.
Family member, yeah.
So I take, so Pawan Kalyan did not speak, but Nadella Manohar and Nagababu have publicly appealed with great respect. I did not acknowledge whether it is accurate or inaccurate because that is not the debating point when somebody with so respect they respectfully not only disagrees but wanted to clarify. Yeah. Because my intention was not to harm them. My intention was to give an illustration to justify a political point. I will only speak about the political point from now. Forget about that. That is over. The chapter is over because that's not the essential point, no. So when I am talking about an essential point, leaving that and talking about something else is a deliberate attempt to continue this thing for forever. Somebody may have a political interest behind that. Janasena doesn't have, I don't have. I don't know why others have. Why should a case be filed when the matter was declared closed both by me and by Janasena? I don't understand. When US and Iran agree for ceasefire, did Sri Lanka object?
Fair enough.
I don't understand. So US and Iran declared ceasefire, that's there is the matter. No, I won't agree. How can you have Maldives, Sri Lanka, and if Germany says we will not allow, we want you to fight.
But sir, this is not new for the Janasena either. Recently they went after two stand-up comedians, Anudeep and Rafiq. They were picked up by the police from their hometowns, taken to the police station and finally they were let go. But what do you think of such intimidation which goes on in our media landscape, this online trolling?
The problem is it's a chilling effect phenomenon. So TDP knows and Janasena knows, every police knows that these are all frivolous sections. It won't stand the scrutiny of judiciary.
Right.
I respect the judiciary. I am ready to face the cases. I am 110% sure that they will be dismissed at a very early stage.
But it's also symptomatic of the hero worshipping which comes with an actor politician.
No, it's not with the actor politician. This is the characteristic of the state.
Okay.
So it is a the characteristic of the state is we will criminalize dissent. We will vandalize the dissent. We will intimidate those who express their dissent. And notwithstanding the fact that the Constitution, the Supreme Court, the final arbitrator on the issues of Constitution, And the Law Commission repeatedly said dissent is integral to democracy. So I will also tell, Pawan Kalyan believes in Sanatana Dharma. Dissent is upheld by Mahabharata. You should not know that.
Yes, sir.
So Vedavyasa, one of the Shishyas of Vedavyasa, was always criticizing Vedavyasa's arguments. Do you know how did Mahabharata story start? I don't know whether you read in detail. It starts with a dog called Surama questioning Janamejaya, who is the great grandson of Arjuna. Why did you beat my daughter Saramaya, my child Saramaya? Only on the pretext of that my daughter may cause harm to your activity. So it was in modern language said it was a preventive detention. So this is the Hindu culture. So you believe in Sanatana Dharma, and Chandrababu Naidu believes in these days he is also the proponent of Hindutva politics. So what did Hinduism teach you? Hinduism taught you right to question. Read Upanishads. Read the Hindu philosophy, religious scholarship teaches us on questioning. So unfortunately you are wrong, because as a journalist, we believe in a critical adversarial journalism. And Anjana, you know, I am not just a journalist. I am a teacher by profession, journalist by training, and I was a legislator by accident. So my point is, I was a lawmaker. I was in the part of the second estate, as a part of the fourth estate. I was never part of third. I was also part of the fifth estate now, the civil society.
Yeah.
So I am a cockroach. So you want to kill the cockroaches. You don't want any cockroaches because we clear the filth in society. So we want to question the filth. So obviously they don't want cockroaches. Okay. Because they want the filth to continue. So it was an attempt to it's a phenomenon which Honorable Supreme Court called the doctrine of chilling effect. So these cases will not stand the legal judicial scrutiny. They know, everybody knows. So they also know that I am not intimidated, because I was a legislator 20 years ago as an independent defeating all the political parties. Do they not know that I will not succumb to these pressures?
So if I may ask you to put on all your hats at one go and just also speak about the larger political landscape in which these cases have been filed against you. So it's apparent that the Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan has softened his stance towards Jagan, be it when Amravati is being discussed or the Tirumala Laddu case is being discussed, right? And you've spoken about TDP and Janasena supporters' expectations from Pawan Kalyan and how they want action to be taken against Jagan Mohan Reddy. While Janasena has denied your report, that we have discussed, but what answer do you think Pawan Kalyan, Janasena and the state government by and large owe to their supporters and owe to the people of Andhra? What explanation do you think they owe?
I hope it will not attract the sections of Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita and file a case against not just Nageshwar but Anjana also. Because they file a case against the anchor also for asking questions.
Right.
So she did not even question me also. She said one question, I answered.
Yes.
Still, anchor was also was included in the accused A2.
Yes.
So that is the level of butchery of democracy. Before I answer the question, my appeal to the national media. I am really delighted and thank News Minute and especially thank Danyaji for at least bringing to the notice of the nation, because this is not a isolated incident happening in some part of the country. It is symptomatic of a larger malaise plaguing Indian democracy today. So the state has become so despotic and so desperate that it cannot tolerate any questions. So that is, it is nothing but a criminalizing dissent. And they wanted to intimidate not me. They know very well they can't intimidate. They want to intimidate others by intimidating me. So you see, we have harassed, we have filed cases, we may perhaps arrest even Professor Nageshwar, who is not just a journalist but a legislator, two-time legislator. So who are you then? So that is the chilling message they want to send. So if we don't curb this menace of inflicting a sense of terror and fear in the minds of those who exercise the freedom of expression, and what will happen to the country? The Honorable Supreme Court in Pegasus case clearly said source cannot be, you cannot force a journalist to reveal
their source, yeah.
Because that is part of the exercise of press freedom. So my point, I'm raising larger constitutional questions. I want the political parties in India and the national media appeal to them. It is not just a problem of Nageshwar. It is not an isolated incident. It is a problem of a larger, symptomatic of a larger malaise, and it is going to be amplified across the country. If one state, one government succeeds, I'm sure other government would love to do that.
Yeah.
So people of Andhra, as a historical tradition of fighting the authoritarian state, we have seen how N.T. Ramarao was reinstalled, even fighting the mighty Indira Gandhi.
Yeah.
This is the state, Telangana, despite hundreds of people martyred, despite thousands of cases, people of Telangana stood for their rights. This is the place where people of Andhra stood for the linguistic state reorganization, and the harbinger of the linguistic reorganization of Andhra Pradesh. Such a great region cannot witness such undemocratic practices at the altar of power and authority. So coming to your question, well, forget about the source and I told. That is no longer valid because I have withdrawn. They agreed as agreed.
Right.
So there is no panchayati between anybody now. So let the media not invent a panchayat, the fight. So, but you have asked a larger question. I am not talking about Janasena and YCP. I have never accused that Janasena has any relationship with BJP. With YCP.
With YCP, yeah.
And it was Pawan Kalyan. I told thousands of times in my videos, Pawan Kalyan is the architect of victory of NDA. Yeah, I was the first to use the word Pawan Kalyan is the man of the match, though Chandrababu Naidu is the man of the series. And I used this word first, and later Chiranjeevi Garu also made the same remark. I said he's the game changer. So Pawan Kalyan was the architect of a political narrative that all those who are opposed to Jagan should unite, and that actually galvanized the anti-Jagan public opinion. So how can I say that Pawan Kalyan will hobnob with Jagan? Impossible. He was the architect of the defeat of Jagan's government. So that question doesn't arise. But my point was, BJP certainly, even in that comment I said, TDP is BJP's instant ally, and YS Jagan is a long-term friend. This is how BJP deals with the competing regional forces which have no relationship with the Congress. Even if they have relationship also, they will not take a hostile position against any regional party unless the saffron party itself is pitted against the regional party. Look at the West Bengal. The Mamata Banerjee was part of the NDA government. Only when BJP thought that it can defeat Mamata and come to power, she became a political rival. Look at in Tamil Nadu. What happened to the 2G spectrum case? 2G spectrum case is a case which Narendra Modi used to become Prime Minister. And because DMK leaders are there, the Congress leaders were also saved. Because if they arrest Congress leaders, DMK leaders will also be arrested. So they are both dovetailed. You can't divide them. So nothing happened to the DMK leaders in 2G case. Nothing. Government of India, centralized, did not even challenge it. It was simply dismissed. So this is how BJP, because the point here is, sorry. So the point here is, when BJP is getting support of the 25 MPs, why will it take a stand against YCP? Political parties go by the strategies, am I right? Will any party give up support of the few MPs when they are getting all the MPs? When I want to give all my ornaments to you, will you say I don't need these 2 chains? I will take these 4 chains. Will you say that? When I am giving you unsolicited support when they are getting from YSR Congress, why will not the BJP take it? Why is YSR Congress?
Fair enough, but
I'll tell you this. Why YSR Congress will not fight with BJP? It is again politics. Because in Andhra Pradesh BJP is not a force.
But given this context, what do you think Janasena and the Deputy Chief Minister in this context owe to the people of Andhra? Because Pawan Kalyan did speak a lot about how there has to be action taken against Jagan Mohan Reddy before the Andhra Assembly elections.
Not only that, he said, I will use the center
So what does he
to
owe?
play with you.
Right. What does he owe to the people of
That's
Andhra?
what I am asking.
Right.
Both TDP and Janasena promised to the people of Andhra Pradesh and promised to the activists of both the parties who were the victims under Jagan's regime. They are only asking the same question. And as a political journalist, I have also raised that question. I have no personal stakes in whether Jagan will be arrested or not. Whom am I to do that? And I am not going to gain anything if he is not arrested. Neither I will gain anything if he is arrested. Am I right?
Yes.
What will you and me do, Anjana? We will just report. If Jagan is arrested, we will report that Jagan is arrested.
Yes.
If he is not arrested, we will report that Jagan is not arrested. Do we have any personal stakes in that? We don't have personal stakes in every information we report. We comment. So we will only comment. The point here again is, if a team will play the match with the other team, am I right? Sometimes they can even play with the empire. They can fight with the empire. Because at least to intimidate the empire and get the LBW decisions in their favor. They can even fight with the spectators because they want the spectator to cheer their team only. But will any team fight with commentator who is sitting in the commentator box? I am a commentator. I am neither an empire nor a spectator. Forget about not leaving. Let alone I am an opponent in the match. I don't understand why they are fighting with me. Instead of fighting Jagan, they are fighting with me. So I am glad that they have recognized the power of journalism.
Okay. So one another interesting thing which I thought I should bring up with you is that the TDP recently removed MLA SVSN Verma from the post of the Pittapuram constituency in charge. And this happened while there were rumors floating on the grapevine that there is a clash or there is some rift between TDP and Janasena. What ramifications do you think does the strength of the Janasena TDP alliance have for Andhra Pradesh?
Well, let me fact check. He is not MLA. He is the
Former
MLA and a constituency in charge of the TDP. He was removed from that position. So he sacrificed his seat to facilitate Pawan Kalyan. Because he won as an independent with, I think if my memory is right, 46,000 votes. He got the better majority than any TDP candidate in the district as an independent. So you can imagine his popularity. So, but he was shunted out precisely because he has sacrificed for Pawan Kalyan. So he has sacrificed his post for the Pawan Kalyan. And I don't know what is the reason. There is no rift between TDP and Janasena at the state level. There is an absolutely perfect understanding between Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan. But obviously when 2 parties or 3 parties ally in an alliance, there will be rift in some state. There will be competing claims, competing expectations, aspirations. Well, Anjana, there will be fight within the party also. When there are 2 parties, obviously there are competing aspirations. No?
Yes.
So that might have triggered the problem there. I don't think it will have a state effect in that sense. In terms of disturbing the TDP Janasena alliance, but it will have an impact on the TDP. How will it have impact on the TDP at the state level is when you have alliance politics and Chandrababu Naidu has no history of winning without alliance. That is everybody knows, right? He always won when there is an alliance. He lost when there was no alliance. Am I right? Even if there was alliance also, he lost. To be precise, he has won only when he has alliance with BJP. When he has alliance with other parties, he lost. Okay. So this is the history of Chandrababu Naidu. So obviously, when there is an alliance, certain TDP leaders have to sacrifice. So when they sacrifice, the High Command tries to manage the discontent by offering suitable political rehabilitation. And when leaders do not have the confidence in when the constituency level leaders lose confidence in the leadership that they will stick to the promise, I think nobody will accept the proposal of the party to sacrifice. So the problem of Verma is, Chandrababu Naidu gave him a promise that I will accommodate you.
Yes.
So when the promise is unkept, it is very difficult for TDP to convince the rebels from not entering the fray. That is the political effect. But I don't think Verma's phenomenon will have any impact on TDP-Janasena relationship.
Okay.
TDP will not give up Pawan Kalyan, who was so indispensable for the NDA to win, for the sake of one assembly segment.
Fair enough. Finally, sir, this is probably the most important question I can ask you. But what do you think? We've been seeing this a lot across the country, as you mentioned, to clamp down on dissent. What do you think is the right way for political parties to respond when journalists or commentators or political observers make comments and statements? What would be the right, morally and even legally, the upright thing for them to do?
Morally, legally, ethically, and all kinds of LLY. The only way is to respect the dissent. Kautilya said in Arthasastra, a king will be successful when he is surrounded by the critics.
Right, sir.
If you are surrounded by sycophants, you are bound to lose. This is the experience with many leaders. And Amartya Sen, in his work, epic work, The Political Economy of Anger, said, free media provide the warning signals of an impending crisis. So you and me, when we report something, when we comment something, we are providing warning signals of an impending crisis to the ruling dispensation. In fact, that is an advantage. We are like a mirror. If you are surrounded by sycophants and an uncritical loyalist, what will happen? You will never understand the truth. You will never understand what is happening on the ground till it becomes a political apocalypse. So my point is, it is in the interest of the rulers, governments, to encourage dissent. They can always have a dialogue with them. They can always have a conversation with them. They can always put across their point of view to them. They can always counter the critics with data. But look at the trolling on me. They have gone to a personally humiliating level. Well, let me tell you, either this kind of an oppression of dissent, nobody will have a monopoly. Today TDP may have the upper hand. Tomorrow it will be the victim. So nobody has a monopoly. You set a very dangerous precedent. It will haunt you later. No political party will be in power forever. No political party will be in power unchallenged, unassailed forever. We have seen the very, very strong leaders like Indira Gandhi losing elections after the emergency. This is an emergency mindset. Both the state and the non-state actors let loose a reign of terror on the free speech so that nothing will come against us in media or social media space. They manage to manipulate the mainstream media. Unfortunately for them, fortunately for the society, the technology, internet mediated public spaces has given a new opportunity for a democratic public sphere, and we the journalists, with our full conviction, we will resist this state pressure and we are ready to sacrifice anything at the altar of protection of democratic values. So we are ready to face it and we love to face it. So we get inspiration from Gandhiji, who wrote in Young India, if you release me, I will continue to perpetrate the same crime, quote unquote, which the colonial administration is clamping upon me. I, as Professor K Nageshwar, if I am stifled, intimidated, threatened, abused, humiliated, use any vocabulary in the English language, I will assure you, Anjana, that my fight for free speech, my fight for upholding the democratic consciousness will never die. I will die, but it will not die.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Nageshwar. We at the News Minute will continue bringing you reports like these, and if you believe that the state, any state, should not clamp down on voices of dissent, because voices of dissent are important to a democracy, then please support us. We are also voices of dissent at the News Minute. So please support us and pay to keep news free. Thank you so much for watching us.